study room, and then Sengen.
So what got you into shogi?
You know, I learned chess when I was really young, and I was also very interested in Japanese language and culture. And someone who played chess just one day happened to mention this funny game where the pieces sort of look like, like the home plate on baseball,
Yeah.
and you get to drop pieces. And I thought, wow, I was completely hooked. Okay,
Yeah, you get a lot of. It seems like in shogi, you get a lot of the power like with the pieces in the endgame.
yeah,
You're making all kinds of trades. Where like with shogi or with chess, you get all of these really powerful pieces right in the front.
yeah. Do you play Crazy House?
No, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar to Shogi in that but you just do the same kinds of things except with chess pieces. But and I actually do enjoy playing that. But one of the things I notice is that the pieces are just way overpowered.
Yeah,
And so it's like if you look at something like Shogi, the pieces are, the pieces tend to have more limited movements, but
yep.
because of the drop rule, it ends up being a lot more balanced game than Crazy House I noticed. So
Everything goes crazy in the end game though
yeah, um,
with the
but
drops.
because of the restricted movements in for shogi, the attack and defense becomes a lot more intricate, so that ends up making it more complicated. Are
Have you
you
ever played Chinese chess?
Chinese chess? Yes, but I'm no good at it.
Yeah,
Could
I played it for the first time the other day, and it's it's different,
uh-huh.
especially with the cannon.
Canon, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the one that has to jump over pieces.
yeah. Could you come into the study room, please?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Sorry,
Are you looking at my thing on Twitch?
I am not.
You're not. Okay.
Can you link me your
Yeah,
Twitch?
it's Alexi2539, and then I can show you how to get into that study room.
Which
Okay.
what's your username on Twitch?
Alexi2539.
2539.
Yeah. And then you can see how I can show you how to get into there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Can you see?
Hold on.
Yeah.
It might be easier if you just link it.
Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can PM you, yeah. There you go.
Oh wow, I didn't even know 81 Dojo had this feature.
Yep. Okay, so you can take a look on. Yeah, let me know when you get onto Twitch and you can see my screen, and I can point you to the ES Sengen room. See, it's right there.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's number 36. You see that black square or that grayish square? Number
Yeah,
36. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So double click it, or yeah, for me, I'll just go back into the room, and then voila, we are there.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, so next is to load up the Kifu. Let's see. Uh, was it this one? Does this look familiar to you?
Uh,
I might have loaded the wrong. Maybe I loaded the wrong one. 2, 4, 15. Is this the
Go
game?
to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
This
This
is
is
it.
the one.
This is the
This
one.
is
Okay. Yeah. Were you playing white or black?
black.
Black. Okay.
Yeah, this was just silly. If I would have seen this, it would have been a lot better.
Uh, okay.
I didn't look at the draw.
All right. So let us see. Okay, I'll make you sub-host so you can move. You'll be able to move around the pieces. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So allow sub-host status, and then I'll put my personal settings to allow you to draw arrows. Accept arrows
Okay.
from others. Okay. So you can yeah, you can draw arrows like this, you see. So one of the really nice things about 81 Dojo is that there's analysis features, unlike some other Shogi servers.
To draw arrows as opposed to moving pieces, you
Yeah,
just do
yeah,
the
you
same
just
thing.
click on the square and then you move like that. Okay, yeah,
Just move the piece.
yeah. Let's see. Okay, and make sure you follow latest position. That way
Yeah,
you'll
I know.
see what's going on. Okay, yeah, you click on the piece, not to move it. Like if you highlight it, then it'll move. So you click and you hold down, and then you move the cursor to the square, and then let go.
Oh,
Yeah, like that. Right,
all
right.
right.
And if
Okay.
there's too many arrows and you want to erase it, then there's this eraser button up on the top that you click, and then the arrows disappear.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
All
okay.
right, I'm with you.
And if you want to draw a circle, you can just put, think, is it Alt click or Control click? Yeah, Control click, and then you can make a circle like that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, sometimes people can they get kind of excited during that analysis, and they do a whole slew of arrows, and it gets really chaotic. But so anyway, uh, let's see what happened. Okay, you notice he's probably going to be doing something along these lines. So you want to protect the front of your king. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the ways you can do this is to just move the silver up like this. And if here, you can
You
move the
just go
bishop.
over it.
Yeah. You,
Oh, the bishop. Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
can
makes
block
sense.
like this. Another way to do it is block here, and then move the bishop out this way, and then you see you get this kind of counter attack. So,
Wow,
like here, make a path for your bishop,
makes sense.
and then here. And then you can counterattack by doing things like this, or you can keep developing like here or here. But you notice that this silver ends up preventing this pawn from being exchanged off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me show you just a position like here. Okay. Uh, okay. This is what you call an aigakari. Oh, would you mind going to mute because I can actually hear the, the pieces in the background moving. Click on the
Uh,
gear, this gear.
oh, you can hear them from my end.
Yeah, and then put mute.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. All right.
okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so this opening of that black is doing is the beginning of the aigakari, which is a wing opening. But I'm just showing this just to demonstrate what happens when the pawns are exchanged off. Okay, there's a saying that after you exchange the pawn in front of the rook, you gain three things from it. Can you guess what they are?
Hello.
Yeah, can you guess what those three things that are gained are? What three advantages does black have from exchanging off that rook pawn?
I'm exchanging off the
Yeah,
Hmm. I don't think I can.
okay,
Not
so,
comfortably.
okay. You play chess, right?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. There's a saying that you put rooks on open files. So if you look at this, look how nice and open that is,
I
right?
see. So it's
So
easier to develop.
yeah, so one thing is that the rook's path is cleared, whereas if you look at white side, you notice that he has this pawn here blocking his rook activity. See, it just stops right at this pawn. So
I'm following.
the rook has more mobility. Black's rook has more mobility than white's rook. So at some point, he's going to want to play this move, right, to exchange off the pawns. So one thing is that it increases the activity of the rook. The second thing is you notice that because of that activity, this gold here, it's forced to defend this pawn, right?
Yeah.
Because if the gold wasn't there, let's say it was like here somewhere, then that pawn would
Yeah.
end up falling, right? So
Yeah.
you force this gold to defend here. So that's the second advantage. You kind of limit what the opponent's pieces. You curtail the opponent's activity because of your activity. So that's the second
Excellent.
thing. And the third thing, very, very, very important, is that you notice that you have a pawn in hand. Ah, now it may just look like a simple pawn, but it has tremendous implications over what happens during the rest of the game. You might know the rule that you can only drop pawns on files that you don't have your own friendly pawn on, right? But
Yeah,
uh,
I know.
so later on, when pawns are exchanged, you might be able to use this pawn in hand on a different part of the board.
Yeah.
Or if you get more than one pawn in hand, it opens up tactics to use with the rook against this open file.
Yeah, like
So
skewering.
yeah, so
Whatever you call it.
okay, so something like this, and then uh, okay, and then let's see. So this thing is called a bogeen. I'm showing it in a very, very simple form, and I'm actually not playing uh, optimal moves for the white side because I want to show you what's going to happen. Okay, so what a bogeen is, it's a silver like this and a rook working together. It's a very, very basic attacking setup, and it's one that everyone needs to know. So the silver can go here or it can go up here. Okay, so say let's try something like this. Do you know where the silver wants to, what the silver wants to do? What do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
Yeah,
Mm,
what is black trying to do with the silver and the rook?
well, I didn't break through, but
Yes, but how? What move or moves? Feel free to draw arrows, yeah?
Hmm.
Or move the pieces if you want. And then we can always work this together.
Uh, it's hard for me to say exactly.
Okay.
Uh,
Let's play one more move so it's black's turn, okay?
ah, okay.
Like that. And then you can move the black pieces
I'm not comfortable to like. I mean, maybe I would just advance the.
like that. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yes. So this threatens here. It also threatens here. Uh, Let me just kind of pass a move just to show you. Like this. That's certainly an idea. Trading the silver for
Uh,
a lance, since a lance can't go backwards. Um,
yep.
there's that here, threatening this, and there's also this. See, you make use of that pawn in hand. So three different ways of attacking. And you
No
notice that
problem.
right now there's one, two attacking pieces, and just one defending piece. So that means just due to numbers that uh, black is going to be aiming to break through on the 2-3 square. Yeah, this 2-3 square here. Okay.
Yeah, and the pawn drop is really useful as well.
Yeah. So that's the bogeying. Uh, there's also this with similar ideas to do this. So this is also a form of the bogeying. Okay.
So
So
the idea of the bogeying is just to advance the silver in front of the rook and then you
yeah,
just break through right away.
yeah, you're aiming through to break through. Now, in a lot of amateur games, they play. I mean, this is one of the most popular things to do uh, because if you don't defend correctly against it, you're gonna end up in a losing position very quickly.
Yeah.
So a
So how
lot,
do you defend?
well, a lot of times, what you want to do is move the rook back here, and then what's going to happen is
Uh,
see,
so now that pawn is pinned.
which one? This one. This one.
Uh, three,
Oops.
four.
Three,
No, no,
four.
I was saying because you advance the rook. Yeah, that one. The one with the circle.
This one.
So, yeah.
Okay. That isn't. It's not pinned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See if you can defend like this.
If you if you weren't trying to like string the pawn, then why did you advance the rook to 8-4?
8-4. Because let's see. See it like that. There's some sideways defense.
Uh,
Yeah, you can try to defend this way. Okay. And here.
and then you just exchange
Yeah, it
pawns.
just leads to an exchange, and then there's this weakness here.
Yeah.
So if he does something like this, you can simply block like this. Notice that white has an extra pawn in hand, so you just won material. Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. So if you just go for the simple advance like that, it's not going to work. So it is playable for black, but he's going to have to be a little bit more sophisticated about it. Wait a while and start to build up. So
And just put more pressure on those
yeah,
pieces.
put more pressure, but the immediate attack isn't going to work. So,
Well, yeah, it would be kind of surprising if it did.
yeah, Shogi would be a much too simple game if it did, right? So,
Yeah.
so another way to do a bow game is, let's see, this is really, really old Joseki.
Oh, this is what I was doing. Or,
Yeah.
like, this is what I've been doing in my games.
Uh-huh.
Something similar. And then advance the silver there.
Yeah. And then,
Not quite as well.
yeah, let's see, here. And then this is a different type of bow game. Okay.
This is closer to what I've been trying to do.
Yeah. See. And you notice we have this again, right? Silver and
Mm.
rook working
Silver and
together.
time.
Yeah. So okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
We're on 81 Dojo teaching them.
Oh,
I see.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Schwartz. Hi. Thank you for joining us. He's one of my students.
I see.
Okay. All right. So now we threaten to do things like this. So this is a really basic bogeying pattern. Okay. So that's another type of bogeying. An anti it's an anti fourth file rook system, but it used to be really, really popular a long time ago, but nowadays you don't really see this played anymore because the Furibisha side has a lot of resources at its disposal. Um, a long time ago, it used to be a lot easier for the Ibisha side to develop an initiative, but with these quick attacking systems, but that's changed a lot in the past 20 years. So, but I just did that just to show you a different type of bogeying. Another type is, let's see, I should show you the bishop exchange variation. Okay, so exchange here, and then again you see this type of idea.
Same thing. Yep.
Yeah. Um, okay. And now, what do you think? Well, this is certainly possible, but how do you think black is going to attack? So the difference between the bogeying and the aigakari in this one is you notice that the pawn is still here. It hasn't been exchanged off, and there's bishops in hand, right?
Yep.
So How how do you think black should continue his attack?
I was thinking about advancing the pawn, but I'm not sure if
Yes,
that's
that
good.
is correct. Like this. So it's an exchange of a silver for lance, but you see you're aiming for breakthrough and you have pressure for it. So this is a typical looking maneuver.
Hmm.
See? And if he does something like this, there's different ways of playing. One is you dangle the pawn here and threaten to promote next. Another,
Oh well, I wouldn't see that.
yeah, so unlike chess in shogi, there aren't locked pawn chains, so it becomes very, very fluid when in situations like this. There's that. There's also this this which is might be not as good. There's also see, I guess you could also just wait and make your king more solidified. So yeah, different ways. If he does something like that, then I don't know. But yeah, this type of game you used to see a lot in maybe like the 80s and early 90s, but not as much anymore. Although it's kind of forming a getting a resurgence, so kind of worth looking at. Um,
It all makes sense.
okay, so those are different types of bogeying. Okay, now let's see what happened in the game.
Keep in
Okay,
mind, I've only been playing for a week, so
yeah, okay, same idea to what I mentioned before. Um,
protect that pawn from
kind of
being pushed.
scary, kind of scary stuff is going to happen in front. Um, okay, so maybe here already, uh, an idea like this would be a little better. I don't know if you could get away with just doing this.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Is this a type of doubling attack? Just because both are playing static rook and pushing the rook pawn through right away?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Maybe you can do stuff like this.
I've seen a game where the king at some point went to 8-9,
Yeah,
and it was quite strange because the he left it here, and it was pretty safe. His opponent found no attack to break through,
uh,
even from the side.
yeah.
Mm.
So just preventing the exchange is also possible. You may have to start worrying a little bit. He's going to switch his attack to the head of the bishop instead. But hopefully you can start getting counterplay. Uh, one of the one of the ways is to do like this. Let's see, I can show you. See, he's gonna, whoops. See, he's gonna do stuff like this. Um, you notice this is almost like a bogeying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, except it came from this direction. So they call this a hayakuri game. It's a rapidly
Quite
advancing sword.
aggressive,
Yeah,
while the king is
yeah,
still pretty vulnerable. Vulnerable.
okay.
Could
Um, yeah,
could backfire at some point.
yeah. So there's counterattacks here. I don't know, like that. And here, if here, then this pawn drops, right? If here, then you can exchange pawns. But in either case, you're getting a counterplay, or black's getting counterplay. Kind of interesting stuff. Maybe here or here. So, and then you threaten to dangle the pawn like that. So, but very, very complicated because both sides are attacking each other. Kind of, they're going into what's called semi. Are you a Go player?
Yep, on Tokyo.
Yeah. So this is like a semi. Both sides are doing attacks at mutual attacks. Okay. So uh, one of the things that you want to make sure that you don't do is just to play for different types of shape without really looking at what the opponent is doing, because that would be a recipe for getting a really passive position. So you need to take into account uh, this type of idea. So a move like this would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what happened. Okay, so he's probably going to do this Sodebisha, that's a sleeve rook. Okay, let's see what you did. Okay, good. You have some ideas.
This is your game, right?
Yeah, I've only been playing for a
Okay,
week though.
okay.
Yeah, you said that. I am. Okay.
Okay, this knight move, it does try to get it into play, but you have to be very, very careful because the knights can't move backwards, so they're very, very committal.
Yep.
And you notice here, the head of the knight is traditionally weak. Also, the head of the bishops are also weak. So instead of that, one thing that you might consider doing is this pawn push here, like so. Here. And here, but you have to be very careful about this type of idea. See, the knight's
Yeah,
gonna
this
die, yeah?
makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah. So,
Maybe rook to 2-6 after
so here instead, and then you
after
threaten,
silver.
you simple takes here, or you can threaten to do like this.
Yeah.
Uh, Here, you could do here,
Yes.
or here. So this is also an idea. Okay. But this knight move, you have to consider uh, what kind of follow-ups you have. And right now it's kind of hard for me to see any. So this might actually be
It's not immediately obvious what this does.
Yeah. So always think about the future moves of your pieces. So this, and this make a lot of sense, right? Because you can see a future for it. You know,
Yeah.
you have that kind of ideas. See?
Yeah.
Whereas with the knight,
It's
see, it's blocked by this pawn. So how do you get into play later? I guess you can try for something like this, maybe. I don't know. It may
what I
not.
think I was thinking hmm, was like if he advanced his pawn forward, it would be kind of a pain. So I could like advance my silver through, but like I'm not really sure immediately what it does.
Yeah.
But that was like the idea, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. This bishop move is scary because it invites this, right? See, the bishop's a target
Yeah,
like that. So yeah, a little bit
yeah,
scary.
it's a problem.
Yeah. So maybe instead of that here, but then I think you're gonna end up running into some problems because of that knight. Actually, I mean, interestingly enough, because of the knight. Threatens this next, right? So right now, do you see a move that can try to defend against this idea?
Mm.
Defend against the pawn drop?
He's gonna
Pawn push.
push this pawn, right?
Oh, this one. I
Yeah,
thought it was on the left side.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Let's pass a move just to show the idea. Like here, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Can you not just move the rook forward? Or?
if here, he might. Could he do it like this,
Oh, oops. Ooh,
right?
that's really bad.
Yeah. So
You have to move
how
the
do you
silver.
do? How do you think you can defend against these ideas?
Silver.
Yeah.
So, oops.
Yes. There's this idea.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Another another thematic thing is to push the pawn like this. That way you cut this out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure which one I'd prefer. And gut feeling is this one, but this may well work too.
Mm.
You can also combine the ideas by doing that. You know, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. So okay, let's go back a couple moves. Hmm. So this is coming in. Very, very scary.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, wow. He kind of.
Mm.
What about here? What do you do?
Mm.
He has his own bogey now. Oh no.
This is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it sure is.
Losing is an option.
Yeah.
Lose again.
Lose. Yeah. Very. Wow.
Maybe he wanted to exchange your bishop for his rook.
Huh. Yeah. Hmm. Maybe. here. Or this also looks like an idea. Maybe even this. And then here.
This is really uncomfortable.
Yeah. He's gonna bust through on this square. And then now, let's see, something like this. And if you move the bishop somewhere, you notice this. So let me do like here, and like this. Might just sacrifice the breakthrough. Okay. Very, very scary.
Yep.
Yes, Center has no attack here. I mean, Gote can just attack without being concerned about his king.
See? Go up here. And then now you can either pull back or you could also think about grabbing this pawn here. But it's an exchange of a silver for a bishop.
Seems really bad for black.
Yeah, so it's very, very bad for black. Yeah. Okay. Ah, but he took instead with the rook. So it gives you a little bit of a breather. Yes, that's good. He could do like this. Try to do like that. Except he's a tempo down in this one, so it's not going to be as good for him as the other one. Yeah. Here, here, here. Oh, maybe here. And if this and here, then there's just silver up. So you want to get off this thing, so probably here. Although it does open up ideas along this long diagonal. But at this point, I think you might as well have to say, well, let's see what happens. You want to unpin this because you need to unpin this bishop and defend up here. Okay. There's this check, but let's see. My guess is to move the bishop here or here. Well, let's just see what happened. Okay. Okay. You notice this silver is in front of the pawn.
Yep.
So a natural idea with this knight up here is to get it into play by doing that, but the silver's blocking it. But what about something like here? Maybe? So you make use of the sideways action of the rook. Just change the direction of the attack. This looks like it makes it makes some sense, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. Maybe he has this anyway. Yeah, maybe.
That's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's So I guess this rook move is, I guess that might be okay. Because, well, if here, then you get this tempo move in. So he's gonna do this move first just to prevent it, right? Yeah, so maybe I judged the rook move a little bit too harshly at first. It looks like it does make sense because it has that follow.
But can't he defend with this?
Right now, like here,
Later.
or later.
When the rook comes over.
Well,
let's say now he pushes the pawn.
well, it's black's move.
Yeah, if
So now
this did not happen.
Yeah, so now here.
Yeah, this makes more sense.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense.
I don't think either of us were looking at the.
After the rook came over in a previous branch you created.
Like this.
Yeah.
And now here. And go back. And then now he threatens here. But it is your move, so what about this? He's most likely going to pull the bishop here.
Yeah.
Then is this move, so here. Yeah, I guess this kind of it's kind of trying to hold together. Yeah.
Not for long.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I think maybe after all this looks to be the most clear cut, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Yeah. Okay.
Easier to play, even.
Okay.
So does reviewing this, is that as bad as me reviewing a 20Q game in Go?
Oh, in Go? I don't, not sure. I don't think it's, I mean, I really don't mind doing this because, when I started out, the other more experienced players wouldn't really tell me what I was doing wrong, so I had to kind of figure everything out myself. And back then, there wasn't computer engines to help. So whenever
I was surprised when I started using the computer engine. When instead I played a bad move and I looked at the variation, like what I saw it play made sense.
Yeah.
I was surprised it wasn't like arcane nonsense. So I find it really helpful. And the same thing here, like everything that you're playing makes sense.
Okay. Here. What about this? Maybe. When I look at this, I'm a little bit concerned that the rook might end up getting attacked. So this not only threatens to promote, but it ends up making the rook not a target. I think it's a kind of natural move. Aside from promoting here, you also threaten things like this, this, or this. So there's a lot of attacking Aji here. Yeah, you could also promote, let's see, you can also consider promoting here instead of here. Yeah, a lot of bad Aji for black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have wanted to just let the pawn stay here. If
Yeah,
he
if he
takes,
grabs it, the
yeah,
gold is away of
right,
his king.
right. So just leave it there. Okay, so
Kind of had the similar situation last time.
what about this? This makes some sense. Yeah. And if here, oh, sorry, try to find the move wired.
This is really tricky.
Yeah, you can even flip the board if you want.
Well,
Yeah, how can you keep attack?
This rook is stranded. It's,
Yeah.
somehow it's not very active.
Yeah. Okay. Did you find this?
no, but it makes sense now when I see it.
Yeah. Because if gold takes, then here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's gonna need to move the thing back. Then let's see. Might be able to do this, right? Kind of starting to get scary.
Yeah.
This is gonna lose immediately, like here. So if this instead here, yeah, you can simply take this way and continue on. He threatens things like all sorts of stuff. A very, very scary position. Okay. So is there anything else? No, you don't want to. Yeah, that doesn't. Oh,
Yeah. I just didn't look at the drops.
yeah.
And that's why I was losing.
Huh.
It's just drops.
Okay.
The engine said I was up at that point, but not by the time.
Mm, yeah. One of the practical difficulties of this is your king position. It's going to be a lot easier for him to start attacking. So even though I know the engine might say that you're ahead,
Yeah, it's not that I could take advantage of it,
right?
but
It's
yeah,
practically speaking, it might be a lot easier for him to play his side. So
correct. Yeah.
yeah, um, so yeah, you have to be very careful about the engine evaluations because
I'm
sometimes,
well aware.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll tell you something and then it's like, um,
Maybe you have to do something so complicated to
y
actually take advantage of the thing that is
yeah,
just too
so
practical. Yeah, of course.
yeah. Did you have any other questions about this?
You covered a lot.
Cover it? Okay,
I think you've answered a lot of questions, especially with the bogey.
okay.
You're
Uh,
very clear.
oh,
So
thank you, thank you. And
thank you.
I'm kind of surprised that you said this was only your what first or second game?
No, no, no.
No,
Well, this is probably like my seventh game
seven.
that's about as good as this one.
Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
you've okay, okay, good.
The rest are like really, really fast, like 40 moves. Like someone died
Ah,
really quick.
okay, okay. Oh, well. By the way, this is the first time I'm using Discord on Twitch, so it's a new experience and kind of interesting. I might do this more often.
That's fun.
Yeah,
I think it's better,
yeah.
more interactive, but uh, maybe you need to set permissions for the users. So, for example, if you talk, uh, that others can't, or
Oh,
something like this.
yeah,
Because whenever more people are here, it could get out of hand.
yeah, yeah. Hmm. Okay. So have you been doing Tsume Shogi, Wired?
Have I?
Yeah,
No.
no.
I don't even know where to find it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to invite you to our Tsume Shogi sessions and also show you my YouTube channel where I archive some of my old sessions. Let me see.
For Go, I know that there are a number of sites that post PDF files full of Tsumego.
Uh-huh.
Um, is there anything like that for Shogi, especially for like easier ones?
Yes, there is. See, that is my YouTube channel. If you look under the playlist Endgame Sessions, I archive all of my Tsume Shogi sessions there. I also stream these things on Twitch, so there's a lot of people trying to figure stuff out. And then what we do is even for Q level players, I think it's still beneficial because we end up breaking down longer problems into shorter ones to make it understandable. So
Mm-hmm.
you're very welcome to join us there. And let me try finding some sites. Hatsume Shogi. See, I
I
just
never heard my voice while speaking English. I'm curious how
okay.
it sounds.
Okay, there's that. There's this one, and there's one by the Shogi Ranmei here. Yeah. Okay.
Someone told me the first step to learning Shogi is to learn Japanese.
Oh yeah. Well, it's a good idea. I mean,
I have no intention of learning Japanese.
yeah. Even if you don't learn the entire language, it's very good to compile a vocabulary list. That way, it'll be much easier to figure out if you know the lingo of what other people are trying to say.
I'm sure it'd be helpful, but
yeah.
geez, it's a lot of time that you should learn language,
Yeah.
especially when like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Grammar-wise, it is not that hard, but so many kanji killed it.
Yeah.
For real. I hate kanji.
Yeah. Let me upload a problem. Let's see. Streaming and game sessions, and I guess I could do an audio video somewhere. Oh no, I didn't set the format. Let me just do one that we've already done before on my endgame sessions, like this.
Do you guys play Go at all?
I'm a very weak Go player.
Oh,
yeah.
I have problems to learn it.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot of pieces in hand.
Yeah. So for Tsume Shogi, you end up playing the attacking side, and the rules are every move is going to be a check until there's a mate. And you can't have any extraneous pieces in hand either at the end of it.
An incredible amount of pieces in hand.
Yeah. So that's the defending side. You always assume that the defender has the rest of the pieces in hand. So, but since it's Black's move, he's not going to really have a chance to, because we have to mate him. Yeah, he's not going to get a chance to make use of all those pieces. He might end up using some of them with interpositions, but we don't have to really consider any attacks against our own king because it is a mating problem. So yeah, try. You can draw arrows or move pieces around if you want.
I've never done these types of problems, so I'm.
Yeah, it's a short problem, so just try it. You can just experiment, play around. Don't feel too self-conscious about it.
I'm not entirely sure where to even start.
Well, just suggest a candidate, some type of candidate move, and we can examine it. Like, but it's not a check. Each move,
it has to be a check?
Yes, each move has to be a check.
Oh, well, that really limits things.
Yeah, but in a way, it makes your job easier, right?
Yeah. Well, then there's only 3 possible moves.
Yeah. So there's this, there's this, there's this,
Yeah.
there's this,
no.
there's this,
11
this.
Oh, yeah.
And there, I guess, lastly, there's that. So.
I see. Well, then maybe this one.
Okay. Notice the king can run up the board.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of a
So
problem.
yeah, so he gets out that way. If we do this, he's gonna escape this way. He can run here.
So you don't want to let the king out?
Yeah.
I see.
And one of the things we notice is this bishop here. Notice it has latent power along the diagonal. Only thing is that you notice the silver's in the way. Now, let's imagine a position where the silver weren't there. What move would you play? Yeah. Yeah, imagine you take that silver off and you just give it to the opponent so it's no longer on the board. What move would you play here?
I'm sure this is really easy for you guys, but
Oh, it's no. You shouldn't think like that. You know, everyone has to start somewhere.
yeah, of course. Well, I can get rid of the gold.
Gold. Let's see.
Because, like, I mean, like this.
Oh no. Try visualizing this position where the silver isn't here.
Oh, well, that doesn't.
Yeah, if the silver isn't here, what move would you play?
I don't know. I don't really understand what you're asking.
Let's say the silver is not on the board.
Yeah.
You have it in hand or the opponent has it. So only the other pieces, gold, these king of course, and those 3 pawns are on the board. The silver is not. You still have the 2 rooks in your hand. What do you do?
I'd probably drop a rook where the silver is.
Right. Correct. So rook here, and then that would be a immediate mate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we're looking at this, we try to consider making a position where the silver, we try to achieve that position. Okay. And so one of the moves that we would look at is this rook drop here. And we'll see this in a few moves. If the king goes here, there's this mate this way, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
So if the gold takes here, then there's mate this way, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the only way for him to prolong things is for him to take the silver. And now, can we achieve that imaginary position that we talked about at first? How do we get to that position?
Imagine position.
Yeah. With the silver not there and the king on 2-3.
Where you mated the king. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does this not just work?
If he drops the here, and the king runs up here, right? And then he can run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no mate there. This.
Just.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here.
And then he can't go that way.
Yeah. This is
So
here and here.
So he has to capture and then you
Yeah.
drop the rook.
Right. So we end up in that imaginary position and then finish him like that. Yeah.
Alright, that makes sense.
Yeah. So one of the best ways to start off shogi is to do these tsume shogi problems. They're really easy ones, and do them over and over again.
Why do they give the defending side so many pieces?
That's so that if there's interpositions during the defense, you can you have a variety of ways to different pieces to draw.
Let's say you drop the rook here. You could put a lance here, or a bishop, or something like this.
Yeah.
Because the move to one rook is wrong, so he could do this, even though in this position he would capture it.
We're looking at this situation. Is this also a viable defense?
No.
No, can you just drop a rook on 5-3?
5 here?
Yeah.
Then he can use his pieces in hand to defend.
Yeah.
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 Or push a pawn.
Or push up. Yeah, he could also push a pawn. Yeah.
Push a pawn.
Yeah. But this doesn't quite work because he can run here. Okay.
Yeah.
So either way, he could have captured safely.
On all of them, is it like always check? Like you have to check every time?
Yes. For Tsume Shogi, yes.
Yeah. So there is no Tsume Shogi problem that has like no check
No.
somewhere?
No. Always
Right.
check. So
the ones with no checks could be Yose
yeah,
or Hishi.
that isn't Tsume Shogi. That's Yose problems or Hishi problem. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Where you try to force moves of your opponent, but you don't check, rather than just creating threat mates with your moves or drops.
Yeah.
Alright.
Those are Yose Shogi
Okay.
problems.
Okay. So in these Tsume Shogi problems, one of the things that you kind of imagine is that your king is in a situation where you're going to get mated on the next move. So as soon as the opponent gets the initiative, you're dead. So the only way in order to win the game is to immediately checkmate the opponent. Hence the repeated checks. Yeah, maybe we can do one more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the bishops protecting the 5-1 square.
Huh.
Okay. So I mentioned that because of this variation. Let's check over, and now,
Yeah, that's
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Is there a way to distract the bishop?
Yes. There might be.
Yeah.
Well, because you're giving me hints, I assume there is.
Yeah. So let's distract the bishop, okay?
Alright.
Yeah, how do we?
Whatever that means.
Yeah. How do we distract him from defending
You
this
can
square?
stick a move right in between, but
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if that's any good.
Yeah. He grabs here, right? Or he can grab with the bishop, and the bishop would incidentally still be on the diagonal.
Yeah, it just doesn't help.
Yeah.
Well, what's a check that also distracts the bishop?
Don't forget about this guy.
How does that distract?
Maybe you think of the squares which are protected by the bishop in both ways. I mean, all these squares seem to Goto tries to defend with his bishop. So which ones are key points and which of these and which ones are not?
Client's being weird.
Pardon?
Except the client's being weird.
Client?
Yeah.
Do you see the arrows?
I don't see any arrows.
You don't see the arrows. Huh.
Mm.
In your...
So
could you see the arrows before, though?
What?
Could you see the arrows before?
I see this arrow now.
Okay, yeah.
Man, no one sees my arrows.
Yeah. I can see them.
Yeah, you seem the only one.
Yeah.
I always had problems with this. Man, it's annoying.
I just don't see anything that works.
Okay.
Like,
So, okay.
Okay, but you notice that there's not going to be that check here since the rook isn't there, right?
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Could you do that same idea with this rook?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
What happens?
There. Yeah. Okay. Now it's, yep. Okay. And now what? Okay. Bishop isn't defending the square anymore, right?
What do we do?
Maybe you count how many attackers and how many defenders you have. No, just the attackers. On which? Okay.
How many attackers and how many defenders?
No, only the attackers. How many attackers per square do you have?
Attackers per square?
Yeah. Here, only the knight, right?
Yeah.
And here you have the rook that attacks these squares. While the 5-1 square is attacked twice. And so now you need to think about what does...
Yeah, good. Mate. Here.
So just counting just counting pieces and which squares are attacked of these you have and you think are important for the position can help a lot to just identify moves. Pardon?
I think it's just nerves.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
look at that one more time. So here.
There's another method. No?
Yeah. Good. Okay.
If he moves right away.
Just make sure you don't do this, right? Because the king runs up here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So was there any other things that you wanted to look at?
No, thank you for being with me.
Okay. Yeah.
If you ever need help with Go, let me know.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah. Thank you to everyone who watched this stream. If you want to reach me, you can do so at alexi2539@gmail.com. I'm always happy to hear your uh, comments and suggestions. I will, if you haven't already, please register your Twitch account and hit the follow, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will talk to you later. Thank you for everyone for joining me today. Goodbye.